guys, it's Supercar Blondie from home here in Dubai, and I have very exciting footage for you to see today. It is exclusive footage of the newest, greatest supercar to be released. They describe it as a supercar, hypercar levels of supercar, okay? That's what we're talking about. What is it? It's actually Gordon Murray's first ever supercar produced under Gordon Murray Automotive. So who is Gordon Murray, you might be asking? He was actually the brainchild behind the McLaren F1. And Sergi's kind of excited about this one, right? Because they look the same-ish.
Subscribe to the Supercar Blondie family.
Yeah, what he said. So Gordon Murray was actually the guy behind McLaren F1. The McLaren F1 is the fastest naturally aspirated V12 in the world. It was produced back in the mid-90s. They only made 106 F1s, and they are now so valuable. One actually sold for $16 million a couple of years ago. And the average price of one now, if you're looking to buy one, you might be able to get your hands on one for around $20 million. This is a car built in the 90s, $20 million. Now, Gordon, who is behind the F1, has actually set up his own automotive manufacturing company, and he has just released footage of his very first supercar under that brand. The question is, has he created an even better car than the F1? All right, here's Gordon, guys.
Hello to the Supercar Blondie family. For the last 18 months I've been working on something rather special, and I hope you like it.
Thank you, Gordon. All right, there you go, guys. 18 months it's taken to develop this car. Now we're getting a first look here. As you can see, it's like quite a sleek, minimalist design, and they've done that on purpose. They really want to make sure that this car looks just as modern in 30 years as it does now. Also, it's super exclusive. Only 100 of these cars will be made. And the cost, just over $3 million for each car. Now, what's super special about this car is you're gonna wanna see where the driver sits. Okay, wait for that. And just as we're coming around the back of the car, check that out. Look at that. You see that big round thing in the middle? That's actually a fan. It's 40 centimeters across. And what they wanted to do is not hide this fan. What's interesting is that the F1, the McLaren F1 also had fans, but they were hidden. So not many people actually knew that they were using fans for better downforce and for better airflow over and below the car. Gordon has said that on his car, he wants all of those functional elements to be seen as actual design features. What do you guys think of it? I think it actually looks pretty cool. I've never seen that before on the back of a car. And when I first saw it, I was like, what? What is that? And I think a lot of people will have the same reaction when you drive past them or just see it on the road. They're like, wow, what is that thing on the back? Dude, it's like, it spits flames. It's like a jet fighter. And then you turn it on, it's just a fan. What do you think of the fan? Is that one of the main features on this car that you go, hell yes? Like, I love this feature. That like makes the car.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You've got the expert opinion right there from Sergi. Thank you very much. You see the T50 there on the back? Why is this car called the T50? Because Gordon Murray has been designing cars for the last 50 years. So it's like an ode to that. That's quite a nice design, how the LED lights are separated in 3 pieces. You've got this honeycomb kind of effect all through the back. Now this thing here, that's what I was talking about before. This actually feeds air straight down into the engine. And what I like about this is you can see directly down into the engine. And what I hear is those windows actually open. So you've got 2 dihedral doors, and then you've got 2 more windows at the back that open up to the engine, which is quite cool. This engine is the lightest V12 ever made, apart from the one that I made out of toilet rolls. And it is also the highest revving engine ever in a road car. It gets up to a record-breaking 12,100 RPM. Whoop whoop! Yes, yes. What interests me more is not the numbers, but how it's actually going to sound. we have been told that it's going to scream, and I'm excited about that. When you have a V12, you want to hear it scream. So I cannot wait to actually hear what it sounds like. This V12 engine puts out just over 650 horsepower. As we go around the front, you're gonna see a little badge. When you see this badge on the road, that's when you're gonna know it's a Gordon Murray automotive design. Now it's got these beautiful dihedral doors. We're going inside. This is my favorite place. Look at this. So you actually sit in the middle of the car. Now you go, well, where have I seen that before? The McLaren F1, right? So there is a bit of similarity there between the F1 sitting in the middle and this one. And then you've got two passengers either side of you, and they sit just a little bit behind you. So you've got one over here, but you are centered and you are further forward than your passengers. That is so freaking cool. But you see how all of the controls just wrap around the driver, and then with the pedals, they're like a web formation, and that is actually to save weight. This car is all about weight saving. The car as a whole is super light. It weighs under 1,000 kilograms, which is light for a supercar, which is about a third lighter than the average supercar. So because it weighs so little, it means that they don't have to have an engine that puts out 900,000 horsepower. They've got a V12 engine that puts out about 650 horsepower. But because the car is so light, it feels like you've got an engine producing 950 horsepower. Weight to power is actually what they said that they were working on. So that is a huge component of this car, just how lightweight every single part is. Let's keep going. You see there on the right, there's that little red toggle. That is actually where the start-stop button is. And he describes it as like a missile launch toggle, which is quite cool. So you've got all of that instrument panel to the right of you, just in front of that second passenger chair. And what he said is all 100 customers will have a fitting session. So you go and you meet Gordon Murray himself, and he will design the driver's seat, the steering wheel, and the pedals around you as the owner, so that everything fits perfectly. It's a 6-speed manual in an H formation. There's so many supercars and hypercars today where you can really only change the gear with the paddles, sticks, you know, on either side of the steering wheel. With this, we're going back to the days of actually, you know, shifting gears manually. So I think a lot of drivers will be really excited about that. All right, let's see that door open. Dihedral doors. And you can see how part of the roof opens as well. It's kind of like my McLaren 720S. They take out the top panels there. Now what is cool is there is an air intake just above the driver's head that acts as a loudspeaker, and it naturally amplifies the sound of the V12 so that you can hear it better inside the car. Hello, that is awesome. That is actually a technology or an idea also taken from the McLaren F1. I wish my McLaren 720S had that. That would be awesome. Production is going to start in 2022 for those 100 customers. And if you get one, they will actually fly a technician to anywhere you are in the world. For my taste, it looks a bit too understated. For a $3 million supercar, I would want like more design details. It's a little bit too classic for me. I know he's on purpose not put like very obvious air intakes or flaps or wings. In my opinion, if they're placed beautifully on the car, they can add more drama and effect to the car. Also think that there's a lot of similarities design-wise between this and the F1. I would have loved to have seen a car that looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more futuristic. Let me know what you guys think of this car in the comments section. A massive, massive thank you to Gordon Murray and his team for sending me this exclusive footage so that you guys can see as soon as it was released around the world on the Supercar Blondie channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, because I'm getting some really cool footage sent from all over the world this year, and I'm gonna give you that first. All right, guys, I think that's it. We're out. Until next time. Bye, guys. Mwah.
Bye.
Didn't he do such a great job?
I was working.
Cheers, guys.